What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to CH Chapman Auto. Today I have a 2019 Ford Mustang BULLITT. This car has the 5.0 V8 motor producing around 480 horsepower. Gets to 0 to 60 in about 4.3 to 4.4 seconds depending on the driver, and it reaches a top speed of 165 miles per hour in 4th gear, which is extremely impressive. Taking a look at the engine bay here, we have a heat shield for the cold air intake. Everything is super nicely done, very well protected. This Mustang also has only 17,000 miles and it holds a clean title and clean Carfax. You have your big Brembo brake set and your LED sequential taillights as well, your big BULLITT badging in the front, and you will see that the start stop button is also a target due to it being a BULLITT. So now that we've taken a look at the exterior of this car, we're gonna go ahead and start it up, show you guys how it runs, come back to the engine bay here, and then go to a basic overview of all of our features. So here inside the cabin of the BULLITT, you're greeted by the Mustang badging. We have here again 17,000 miles, and the seats touching the plastic part here, so it's making that weird noise. But once you get to like back here, it just completely stops. Other than that, you can prank your friends and pretend like you're doing something else. So 6-speed manual transmission here. Super short when it comes to the gear shifter. It's not those super long throws compared to cars like maybe a Subaru. They feel really short, really up to speed. It is a track inspired car, so let's go ahead and start it up. And as you can see, your start stop button is over here. It is a little target, and once you push in the clutch all the way, it flashes green to show you that you're able to start it. So let's go ahead and start it up. And as you can see, it sounds absolutely beautiful. This car sounds fantastic. There you have your main display with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, your stock Ford navigation, your touch climate controls, but you can also use the physical buttons here. And while we're looking at our physical buttons here, you'll take a look, and we have AC cooled seats, heated seats on both the driver and passenger side as well. And you're able to control everything from your fan speed, your air conditioning, and your temperature as well over here physically, or once again here on the physical touchscreen. Right below that, you'll find your hazards that you can flip up to turn on. As you can see, you flip them up and they turn on, flip them down, obviously turn off, flip this up to turn off traction control, and flip it back up to turn it back on. Here you'll activate the sport steering, and you can go from comfort to sport just with this little button. So obviously just push it back up, and we're going to leave it on normal. So you have comfort, normal, and sport. As you can see, let's go ahead and leave it on sport. And here on the mode, you can go from normal to sport plus to track and drag strip. So as you can see, once you switch to track mode and you press OK, all you see here is your tachometer. So it will show you the RPM gauge only because you are on the track, as the computer will think you are. As you can see, it is also more responsive. Let's go ahead and switch it back to snow and wet mode, and you can see it'll go to your normal gauge cluster. Switching it down to normal mode, you remain on normal gauge cluster. Sport plus, it still changes the tachometer here, but really once you go into track or drag strip is when it takes off your speedometer on the main side of the right side of the gauge cluster, and just mainly makes the tachometer visible, and you get to see your speed on the right side here. And you also see traction control is shut off, so you probably won't grip it as much unless you warm up the tires beforehand, but pretty awesome feature nonetheless. Let's go ahead and leave it on Sport Plus. Here you can see your oil pressure, and here you can see your vacuum. Here's your fans. You have 1, 2, and over here you have your BULLITT badging. As you can see, this one series number K5246, and it is a slick top, so no sunroof. And as you can see here on top, all you find is your garage opener and your 2 dome lights as well. So again, let's go ahead and go through all the gears to ensure that none of them have any grinds. Clutch is in, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And to go in reverse, pull on his little boot here, left and forward, and as you can see, you will engage your reverse camera. That will turn as you steer the wheel in order to help you park as well. So let's go ahead and put it back in neutral. Make sure our e-brake is up. And here on the steering wheel, left side controls volume and cruise control on the bottom. Right side controls what you see here on your main display on the bottom end, And navigation right below it, call settings, song settings, and here you have your Mustang settings. So you can switch your exhaust mode. Let's go ahead and click on that, and let's go to track mode on the exhaust. And as you can see, it gets a tiny bit louder, and it opens up that extra valve. If you switch it to quiet, you don't even hear it. So you can even start it in quiet. So let's go ahead and leave quiet start on and start the car again, just so you guys can hear how much quieter it gets. Let's go ahead and start it up. As you can hear, you can barely hear it now. It's still rather loud. It is a Mustang, it is a Bullitt after all, but compared to what it was before, it is a world of a difference. So let's go ahead and leave it back on to track. As you can see, automatically vibrates, and it's far louder. Let's go. Let's go here to our engine bay. You have your rear seats, rather comfortable, not a lot of space. It is a track-inspired car, so you wouldn't expect the world when it comes to space, but let's go ahead and open our trunk here with the button on the left side of the wheel. And you will find actually a rather spacious trunk here on this Bullitt. Lifting this up, you'll find your tire inflator kit. There's no spare. And your reverse camera, your big Bullitt badging here, beautiful. As you can see, this car runs absolutely beautifully. Sounds amazing, looks amazing, and this beautiful green makes it rather unique. Again, only 17,000 miles and a clean title. For sale here at TD Chapman Auto.